Wah. This video is about OG Giggity. Terrence Gangster Williams. Shout out to Terrence Gangster Williams, man. That nigga videos be funny, dog. That nigga, man. You can tell that nigga real nigga, man. I be watching this channel, man. Shout out to the New Orleans niggas, man. I be watching New Orleans niggas. Shout out to Johnny Boo. Uh, Shout out to Slim 1200. Yeah, I like Slim 1200 channel because Slim 1200 and Johnny Boo, them niggas like around my age. Then we all like the same age, so I can relate to them niggas stories because I remember them times. Even though they way in New Orleans and we in Detroit, it was like similar shit going on around in the late '90s, mid '90s, and the early 2000s. You know, I could relate to them niggas story because we was doing the same thing here. Everybody already know Detroit real fast. You know what I mean? And we listen to New Orleans rappers. See, I really brought a lot of that New Orleans shit to the light. I brought that shit to the forefront because I always was into rap real heavy and bought tapes. You know what I mean? I used to buy tapes. Niggas wasn't buying tapes like that. Some niggas was like my nigga. Shout out to Mike D. Mike D. His big brother Kevy Kev. They used to buy tapes and shit. Yeah, it was real popular. You know, listen to rap back in the '90s. But I kind of like discovered Cash Money. I know I discovered No Limit up here because I was listening to West Coast rap, Bay Area rap back when I've been listening to Bay Area rap since the early '90s. You know, all them niggas. You can name them niggas. I used to be buying Bay Area mixtapes. The Brother Lynch hung and Mac Dre them, E40 them. Um, I could just hit Too Short always was like my favorite rapper. So I always listen to the Bay Area, and then I had bought JT the Big. That's another one. JT the Bigger Figure. I had bought his tape called Legal Dope or something like that, or Legal Hustle. I think it was called Legal Dope, and it had Master P on there. This is how I first came upon Master P. This was 1995 when I bought that tape. Bought it from Northland at Sam Goody. I used to go to the record store and just be in that bitch for hours. Back then they had headphones. You could listen to certain CDs in the record stores and everything. But I was already hip on JT the Bigger Figure, so I had bought his new mixtape, Legal Dope, and Master P had a song on there. He had 99 Ways to Die on there, and and he had Bout It on there. This was '95, and man, that shit was so hard, man. I ain't never heard nothing like that. Bout It, nigga. That beat was so hard, man. Niggas be trying to discredit Master P too, man. I don't like that. Man, that nigga a millionaire, man. He not finna be in the hood all his life and bullshit, man. That's what happened to his brother, C Murder. Trying to keep it too real. Ha 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 ha. Trying to be in the hood was, man, Master P was a real figure, man, especially out there in the Bay Area and Richmond, man. I done heard a lot of stories. JT the Bigger Figure done told stories about how Master P and them was holding it down out there in Richmond and fucking niggas up and getting money and everything. I could just tell them niggas was real how that beat, man. That goddamn, I represent where them killers at, man. And that shit just hit home just like it was Detroit, man. How that shit was rocking. And I brought that to I started making my niggas listen to that. And then I seen True came out with a tape a little bit after that that had Bout It on there. They had that song on there. The tape was called, I forgot the name of that tape, but it just said TRU and them niggas' hands were together, holding their hands, and the blood was coming down them niggas' hands. I bought that off top from Prestige. That's the store in the corner, on the corner from my street on Montgomery. Prestige used to have all the tapes, man. They was bootlegs, but they had everything that was out. They was damn near like the record store. Like I said, tapes was popular. And I bought that Truth from there, dog. And that was my first No Limit tape, man. I put everybody up on that shit, nigga. Mobbing through the hood, 6 deep, who riding up to no good. See, Master P was making Bay Area music and New Orleans music on his CD, on his tapes. And that's how I got introduced to New Orleans. And then I had a little bit after that, I had got up on Cash Money. I had seen the video. I got a Hummer that's sitting on 32s. They had a video. Fuck Stein, we giving them hoes the blues. I seen that video. That was before they even had the Universal deal, I think. Or they must just had got it. Lil Wayne was on there. Lil Wayne was on the video. I'm like, damn, this little nigga ripping. He had a little part on there. Um, this shit was sweet, man. Got a Hummer. They had this fresh ass cars like gangster. I bet you gangster car was on there with the broadest on there. I had got. That's how I got up on Cash Money. Seen that video. How you love that Volume 1, and then I seen Juvenile, huh? That's when I was in the 11th grade. And my nigga Mike D is like part of a lot of my stories. Mike D, he went and bought the tape first, huh? Juvenile and them. And man, that and Mike D, Mike D ain't like it. I mean, I don't know if he liked it or not, but he was like, man, he was like, it's straight. I'm like, let me borrow that motherfucker. He let me borrow it the first day he got it or the second day he had it. Cause that's how close we was. He like, huh, this was 1998. This wasn't even 99. Niggas ain't get up on Cash Money till 99. I was up on them first, nigga. Cause I been seeing BG albums. I been already Cause like I said, I used to be in the record store, so I've been already interested in them niggas. Cause I seen BG album with them chopper bullets falling on him, Chopper City. You know, I'm like, damn, but I wasn't even up on them. I even used to see UNLV tapes up in um Sam Goody. I used to see the UNLV tapes, and they name struck a nerve to me because the team was sweet then, the running Rebels. So I used to just read the back of them niggas covers and everything. So when I finally heard them and seen the Big Timers video and then seen Juvenile Han video, Juvenile, I had the same goddamn FUBU jersey that Juvenile had on the video. The yellow one. Man, that bitch was sweet. I had that jersey the year before that. You know, we get shit a little faster back here in the so-called North. You know what I mean? We been had FUBU jerseys and all that shit back in '96. You know what I mean? I had that yellow FUBU jersey he had in the ninth grade in '96 and '97. And that video came out in '98. He had it on. I wasn't even rocking that bitch no more, but I remember I heard it. So that made me look at the video like, damn, that nigga got that same jersey I had. And that shit was hot. You had that badass Benz, huh? We was like this shit. So I had to take Mike D. Mike D, like, man, I was like, man, let me buy this tape from you. He didn't give a fuck about it. He like, go ahead, man, just give me the $10 I paid for it. So I gave him the $10, and man, I played that shit. We was listening to it that night. That nigga wanted to buy that bitch back. Like, man, this shit fresh as hell. So that's how I got up on Cash Money, dog. Oh, I'm about to show you all these tapes. I still got these motherfuckers. This is my whole closet. This is my sunroom now. But yup, here goes some of them tapes. I even had look, Cat had a flyer. They gave me this at White's. We was buying so much shit. We had the flyer, man. In Detroit, we really love Cash Money and No Limit. That's why we say, like I say, shit like Slang and Iron. We've been slaying that shit since the '90s, since we first heard Slang and Iron. Slang and Iron. Slang and Iron was on here. I had the tapes, man. This the tape I bought from Mike D. R.I.P. Mike D. This the one I bought from him, dog. See, that's when they first got with Universal. When I got this tape, I went back and bought all they old shit, dog. Like this. Look, the tape's still in here. UNLV, man. I went and got all this shit. Cash Money Records. And I bought the tape so early, I went back and started buying their tapes in 98. So they tapes, like, look, how you love that volume one. I really had this shit. This video is supposed to be about Gangsta Williams, but this how I got up on Gangsta Williams, the Hot Boys. I first heard of them. Look, I got No Limit shit right here, Mr. Serve on, man. This shit was fire. So that's why I'm interested in the New Orleans niggas. Look, I remember I got this. 7 cents. I want to like the CD in this motherfucker. It feel like the CD in here. Nope, it ain't in here. Yup. Cain and Abel, man. We was really up on one of the Big Ed. Big Ed was a Bay Area nigga from Richmond. Big Ed had the classic. Look, Fiend. So we been feeling New Orleans, man, back in the day. Look at this. This was one of the hardest shit. Gotta holler at gangsta, a hot boy hard to kill. Ha 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 ha. That. I look, the tape's still in here. All on You, Volume 1. Man, I wonder if I got a tape player, man. Here go, look, this is my old closet. Here go, what's the name? I'm gonna tell y'all a story about how I got this, too. Oh, head, this a tape player. How you open this motherfucker? Yeah, that's right, boy. I wonder if I got some batteries, nigga. I hook this up, listen to my old tapes. What else I got in here? Look, Soldier Rags. All this shit. We was up on this shit. Cash Money Records. They wasn't even with Universal. See, I got the original tapes. Like, if I open this up, this say Manny Fresh Yellow Tape Records. This was before they got with Universal. I had the original ones. Look, Chopper City. I ain't lying. We used to listen to this shit. BG, man. Pop this open, man. Look, here it go right here. Manny Fresh, Yellow Tape Records. They wasn't with. I got the originals, boy. What's this right here? Top BG, he was my favorite one. BG was the coldest one. I wish they would have not let Turk in the group. Turk had some little shit, but they should have had BG Derek, man, instead of Turk. BG Derek, you talk crazy. Look, I had this. Man, New Orleans had some shit, dog. I had way more shit than this, too. I had the Soldier Slims, all that. I can't find them right now. I know they in my booklet down there. I had this, even though Guerrilla Warfare one sweeter than the first one. I know I got here go the first one right here. I really had this shit. Get it how you live, nigga. And this Yellow Tape record, see? That don't say no Universal. Niggas started getting them when they said Universal. But I had Yellow Tape Records. Volume 2. It's the truth. This the real. See, I had it on tape and CD. I had this on tape. I was the first nigga with this tape. Lil Wayne. What else I got at this motherfucker? Who picture? Oh, this was my woman picture back in the day. I kept cold one. This was my woman, Miss K. She was grown when I had her. I had her when I was 21 and she was 28, 29. Cold thing, boy. There's pictures up here. My old closet. Oh, this me, 2005. Been fresh. This was at the Good Life, 2006 or 2005. Look, I had them Concords on. Fuck Adidas. But I had them patent leather Concords on that night, baby. Linwood. Let me get back talk about Giggity. What else I got? It's my old room. Elementary picture. My niggas. That's my man D. Russ who took them dog bites for me back in the day. This my cousin Barry, bro. We graduated out the 6th grade. I ain't even on this picture either. My man Frogo, my man Marcus, my man Dion. But yeah, back to Giggity, man. Man, I like Giggity, dog. And niggas, some of them niggas talking about he snitched or something like that. Man, yeah, if that nigga name ain't on no paperwork, he ain't take down no niggas that was living, man. He told on his dead niggas or something to get out of prison, man. This nigga had life. His nigga's dead. If that's the case, if he is snitched for that, because I guarantee you, that he probably the one did the motherfucking murders. They just put it on this niggas. Cause if they calling that snitching that he says dead niggas did something to get off a case, well, I've been willing to snitch then because I remember back in the day when I used to be carrying around dirty pistols. I used to have it in my mind like if I get caught with this dirty pistol, I'm gonna say I got it from my homeboy, and I used to think of dead niggas. Because the police used to ask you where you get this gun from. I wasn't gonna say no living nigga or be no snitch. I would have took my time, but I used to have it in my head like nigga, I'm gonna say I got this bitch from him if it's a body on it. And I had all type of old school killers in my mind that I say I got this bitch from. It never happened though, but I used to plan that in my head like nigga, I get caught with this heater, nigga. I'm gonna say such and such, nigga. I got it from him if they ask me. So that ain't snitching to me, dog. You know what I mean? That ain't snitching, nigga. That he ain't telling no niggas that's living. He ain't telling Birdman and them. None of that shit. Ain't nobody came forward like this nigga told on me. Here go the paperwork. Man, that nigga ain't no snitch, man. I like Giggity. See, he remind me of my big brother and them. He around their age. My big brother was born 1970. And my big brother and them was like that. They was slanging iron and shit like that back in the 90s and getting money and, shit like that. I seen my big brother. I seen my man E-Rock. Shout out to my man Eric Winfrey, E-Rock. Shout out to my man Dump Dump. Shout out to Old Fly. Shout out to Billy Ice. Shout out to Bundy Guns. You know, they remind me of the Hot Boys because they was older than us. They remind me like how they niggas talk about Dooney and all them. I used to see them niggas slanging iron and get money and pulling up in them trucks with them rims and shit like that. You know, I like Giggity. He silly to the motherfucker on there, man. He be talking a little crazy to the real gangster too, man. Shout out to there was the black nigga, Logger Black. You know, all them niggas. But man, Giggity, that ain't snitching to me, dog. Cause well, if it is, then I've been willing to snitch, nigga. Cause I already had stories in my head. If I get caught with this gun and they ask me where I got it from, I'm gonna say my dead nigga. You know what I mean? So let that nigga get out and be free from that shit, man. That nigga ain't no goddamn tell. And the niggas who be talking about he telling and all that shit, I bet you they don't want to see that nigga at nighttime coming out one of them alleys on their motherfucking ass, nigga. Them niggas probably wasn't putting in no work back in the day. But now they all on the internet talking about what this nigga he done told and all that shit. Nigga, that nigga ain't tell in my eye. Unless they know something else. Ain't no nigga treating him like that though. I see all the niggas that come on this shit, you know, they coming on there representing, talking good. You know, Logger Black ain't finna be on no phone with no snitch ass nigga. You know, y'all got it twisted. Y'all don't know what telling is, man. You know what I mean? That's just show how gangsta he is. The nigga he pulled something off and got up out that bitch, nigga. Nigga ain't no goddamn fool trying to keep it too real.